Hello, I would like to show you in this video 3 tarot. So the first one, Golden Wheel, okay, Tarot of the Golden Wheel de Mila Lozenko, d'accord? In this tarot, I realized that the picture that I'm showing you here, the picture that is on the Hermit card, in fact, is the Christ. I mean that I do not know how the artist paint her tarot deck, and I did not know where she's taking her inspiration. Okay, but this man is the Christ. I mean that once I felt a drop falling down into my coronal chakra and going into my heart chakra, and so I had my heart chakra being opened, and I saw inside of it a man which is pretty tall with a white clothes, exactly like that, and so with a dark shape, no, a dark barb, you know, dark hair on his face, you know, exactly like him, with dark curled hair. And so I do not remember if he had the mark of the crucifixion in his hand, and most of the time it's here, you know, not in the hand. But so this man was the Christ, and he looked exactly like that. So if you want to know how the Christ looks like, it's this man. And I don't know why, but she picked the card and the figure in the card with, you know, a firefly in the right hand at the supposed point of crucifixion. And if you look well, on his left hand, you have here a scar, like a point, like a crucifixion point. So just for you, just to have a cue, but this man is the Christ that I saw into my heart chakra. And so the Christ doesn't look like the picture that people want us to believe, because that man was the Christ. Second one. So I just want to show you, in fact, how I see the deceased people, you know. So this is the Ghost Tarot. Perfect. And so when I see deceased people during the day with my eye, I don't know if it's with my third eye or with my eyes, because I saw them, that's it. So it's not people like that, you know, completely transparent, not at all. It's not transparent figure or human beings when you can't see through them. I see them like that, okay? So if you can see, this is a ghost, of course, because it's the Ghost Tarot, but the picture is white, and I saw them white, or sometimes gray, or sometimes sepia. Most of the times it's white, and so they are pretty dense, you know. You can't see them, you cannot see easily what is behind of them. So like that, you know, it's a person, and yes, at the feet you can see the water behind her, but not that much easily. Exactly like, you know, this hand that you can see here. The hand is white or pretty gray, and it's not that much transparent because you can see the swirl, you know, here. You can see it, but it's not obvious. So during the day, it's exactly like that I saw deceased people. They are pretty dense. you know, with a pretty huge density, not at all like that you can, where you can see through them. Not at all like that either, you know. They are pretty dense, with a pretty high density. You cannot see that much through them, and they are white most of the time, sometimes gray, sometimes sepia. And also at night, when I fell asleep, sometimes I traveled in what we call Astral realm. Okay, perfect. So it's a realm with a lot of deceased person. I mean that it's ego, that they think they were something like a human being, but it's the consciousness, the fire of life, not the ego. And so they are trapped in a space-time because they are always repeating the same thing, the same pattern, exactly as they did when they were alive. So I mean that around them, because our thought creates our reality, around them it's the same bedroom, the same place, the same house. And as time passed, the decoration became less and less obvious, with less and less detailed, and so the environment became more and more dark and how to say that, dark and not that much precise, you know. And so yes, it's really like a bubble of spaces created by mind of the ego that are trapped in a time frame and a space particular where they are, without realizing that they are dead. Okay, perfect. So most of the time, the people that I see looks like that, you know. This is the V tarot, V for vampire, but I don't care about vampire. I just wanted to show you that. So people, yes, looks like that, you know. The common point is that they all are gray like that, you know. It's like a gray tan of the skin. Most of the time they could look like that also and being scary, but they're not. It's just because we do not remember exactly what a human being looks like, because they were human beings, they are human beings, but so we do not remember exactly. So most of the time they looks like nothing, with really strange and really how to say that, it really, you know, the face is normal, like a human being face. It just look like a human being face, you know, like that. So they not really look like a real human being. They look like a kind of human being. Yeah, okay. So in my mind, a human being looked like that when I was alive. So it's the form, the shape that I have, but it's really approximative shape, you know. But it's normal. It's because they do not remember exactly what they looked like when they were alive, you know. And again, the common point is the gray tan of the skin, you know. You can see the difference here with the little girl with that has color and the skin that is pretty gray. So it's not necessary to be afraid of this humanoid form that you see if you are used to travel at night during your dreams in the astral realm. They are just human beings that they forget that the life breath was coming from the spirit, and so they think that the ego is the human being. So they are still here in these spaces and frame that they know, like this town for this one, this house for that woman, this cemetery for this person, you know. They really stay in the environment, in the place that they knew when they were alive. So they are rebuilding the space into their thought memories, and so it's an approximative space. With time goes by, and so it looks pretty dark and old and in deconstruction. And so for their shape, it's the same. They do not exactly remember what is clothes, what is a human face, a human shape, a human body. So they are just lost, thinking that the ego, so the person, was the thing that were alive, which is wrong. The ego is nothing more than an interface, you know? And so it's the spirit that is the life breath. So it's a consciousness. It's not the human body. And so they are here, knowing not that they are dead. And so they're just here doing nothing. There is nothing to do, exploring their own bubble and exploring the bubble of the others, you know. And they are here, I should say, in the middle of nowhere, without knowing they are dead. And so for you, if you have nightmares or if you met this kind of people during your dreams, just wanted to tell you that it's not necessary to be afraid of them. They are not bad person, bad entities. They are not the devil. They are not monsters. They are just old egos, old persons that do not realize that they were dead, or they are dead. And so they stay here, and they do not have the idea to dissolve the ego, to say, oh my gosh, I'm dead, but what will I do now? I'm no more existing. My body is not there. What will I do? And there is step of consciousness to maybe to reach before to realize that the ego is programmation into the brain for those persons, that we are under conditioning environment that do not tell us that a human being is a spirit in a body, and that the ego hasn't to be, but has to help the spirit to create the body and to be separated from the source, and so that the mind has to help the intuition of the spirit into the body to materialize in the outside. That's it. And it's a lot. It's huge. It's not the brain and the ego and the person that has to say, oh, I want my life was like that. No, you have absolutely no creative power, for sure. You did not know that you are dead. You're here and you're not able to create anything. You're just in your bubble, in deconstruction, time, slowly with the time. So no, you are not able to create. You are nothing. You are something to dissolve. And so you are energetic charge to dissolve. And so I wanted just to say that, please do not afraid of them. If you want to communicate with them, try to explain them that they are dead if you want, but that's it. I really believe that you cannot do the job for them to transmute the emotion that they had when they were alive and they still have when they are dead. I really do not believe that you have to make them consciousness progression into this ego for themselves, and I really do not believe that you can do it anyway. So it's really, according to my point of view, difficult to say to someone that he is dead, that he has to realize that he has to progress in towards the ascension of his spirit, and so he has to elevate his vibration. So for a living person, I cannot do it for it. And for a dead person, it's exactly the same thing. You cannot do it for it either. All you can do is trying to explain this person that this person is dead. And so there is nothing to do here. And so there is a level of consciousness to reconnect and to be more, in order to be more in peace and in the spirit of pure divine light that they are. So that's what I wanted to say. And also, if you met someone like that and you're scared or afraid because the place where he is used to live now is pretty dark and in celebrity, you can also think that your thoughts in this world create your reality. You can imagine a door into the wall, open the door, and you can imagine behind this door a place, a room where you feel completely in peace and in security, and so go into this place, this room. Imagine the door, open the door, and poof, go into this room, this place where you really feel safe and secure, and you will be safe and secure. And so your vibration will rise up and you will wake up, or I don't know what, but most of the time you will wake up. So that's it. It was just a point in this video, a point for me to explain to you that the Christ doesn't look like the representations that people show us. And that this person doesn't look like the ghost that we are used to being shown into the video, the media, stuff like that. And also to explain you that when you're asleep, the person that you met really do not want to hurt you. They do not have the intention to hurt you, not to scare you either. They present them to you like they think they are, or like they became, because they do not remember what they looked like. But that's it. So it's not to scare you. It's just to say to you, hello. Don't know what I'm doing here. It's a long time I'm here. I'm lost. Lost in the dark. And so I see you, so hello. Nice to meet you. And say, okay, but maybe we can discuss a little and say that could it be that you are no more alive? Yes, no, maybe. Sometimes they will listen to you, sometimes they just pass in front of you. Sometimes they do not even interact with you. It's just like that. It's just like if you walk in the street like Paris or New York City or somewhere, a huge big London, in the street of a huge big town, and so there is a lot of people, and that's it. It's the same thing. So do not be afraid, do not be scared. You're always in security. And if you are afraid, so open a door where you want, because your mind will create your reality. Open a door on a room that is secure for you, and close the door. And so try not to open a door to go into your bedroom, please. Try to find another place which is not your own apartment or your own house. And also, I think that it's important to realize that those people are not here to scare you, and they are really not mean and aggressive, not at all. I do not say that there is not unfair and malicious and devilish persons or entities. Yes, they exist, but they are pretty rare. It's not absolutely not the majority. Like on Earth, there is people that are completely psychopathic or bad intentions, and just want to hurt you, to manipulate you. Yes, this exists, but it's not the majority of the person that you will meet. So, in fact, all those persons are exactly the same, but the person that you can meet in walking in the street of the town where you are living in. It's just like that. It's just that their level of consciousness of what they really are is not really update with their condition. So that's it. And just I wish you good night if you want to sleep, and just I wanted to say you sleep safe. There is no devil outside, there is no bad creature, only people when you are in the astral realm that are lost. So wish you a good night. Bye bye.